So, this is our kitchen. Yes, I'm in my jama bottom. But this is day one. Tomorrow, everything's happening. The builders are coming, the trench guys come in, conifers are going, and yeah, the extension starts tomorrow. So we're going to try and film as much as we can because this is very exciting for us. If you haven't seen our other videos, it's basically moving this whole wall forward roughly a meter, and that will obviously give us all this extra space. Because at the minute, let's be honest, this is a gallery kitchen. No one likes a gallery kitchen. Kira hates it, I hate it, and yeah, we want to make this the best we possibly can. Like all you at home, probably, we had no idea about anything to do with extension builds, so this is all new for us. We're going to explain everything in a future video, and we've even upgraded to a little mini microphone. Right, so the build has started. It doesn't look like much, but it actually adds quite a lot to the kitchen space. So you can imagine this gone and then that internal wall gone. The meter that we had on this corner has now been moved to the other corner. So the only thing left really is this electrical meter up there. The meters so far have been really expensive. It's roughly around £1,000 each to move. And if you follow us around here in my sliders, you can see that we've had the conifers removed and we've started putting up the fences over there. And then this part will soon be fenced as well. So the garden will be enclosed for Kevin and for us, obviously.
I think this might have been the lowest of the low for me. If you look at the floor, it doesn't show it all very well, but everything is coated in obviously a thick dust. Just had the power put on, it's nearly 7 p.m. and so I've got to go around and hoover everything. Don't want to say is it worth it, but... So as you can see, the extension is more or less built. We just have to have the roof put on Monday, and then all of this will come down, come in here. We've been left the whole weekend without a roof, so yeah, water has been pissing in slightly, like just where it's pulling in on the tarpaulin. So yeah, it's quite cold actually, is what it is. 2 more days and then the roof will be on.
What we're going to do today is to rip out this sink and this worktop here, ready for that wall to be taken down. So if you look under here, it's pretty simple. All I've got to do is disconnect all this waste and then the 2 hot and cold feeds to the sink. But to do that first, I need to turn off our mains water supply, and that will also mean turning the boiler right down so the radiators don't kick in. So this is the main shut off for the water feed here. Close that off. And then those 2 pipes are the hot and water feed for the sink, and I just need to decide where I want to cut and cap them. I've just bought some push fit caps for now. I was going to plumb some isolation valves in, turn those off and then cap them as well, but I think because it's all got to come off the wall, I might just cap them for now, and that hopefully should be alright. I need to get that all clean first, otherwise it just won't go over. And yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with this copper pipe here. I've never seen one bent so much. I've also bought 2 of these waste caps as well, 2 different sizes, because I wasn't sure while I was in the shop which one it was. So I think there's a 32 and a 40mm, and hopefully that should cover me for capping this end off. The boiler waste runs into there as well, so I was planning on just capping it here somewhere, and then obviously remove all this, so that could stay there while they're messing about with the boiler and stuff. So I've made my first cut here. The reason I've done it at this point and not closer to the boiler is 2 reasons. One, it splits off here, so that bit's on a bend, and it's also caked in paint. And then the other reason was the tool. There's quite a lot of space behind this to get the tool in, whereas they're quite close to the wall. So I've just done it there for now. I think that should be fine. Let's just... I'm going to start doing this waste, and I've been dreading this bit because I know there's just going to be loads of food in the waste trap and it's just going to be disgusting. So I'm just going to start by taking this bit off. Oh, it stinks. That's off, and then I can just loosen this one, and then I should be able to just twist that around out of the way. So now next thing is just to move this whole thing forward, and then I can tidy up the pipes to cap them. And I'm hoping that it just comes loose, but... So next is the fun bit. We can take this off the wall. There's a couple of screws holding it. We'll just give it a whack. I think our plan is, because we're going to be without a kitchen for a while, is I might just chop this down so we've just left with this bit, and then keep this for now somewhere, just in case we have to use it as like a last case scenario. Kieran hates that idea, but you have to think practical. I might actually have to plumb this back in at some point while we're waiting for our new kitchen and whatnot. But first, just so we can turn the water back on, I'm just going to cap these pipes off. So I've got this emery cloth and I've tested it a little bit. I'm just get a little bit more space, and then that should create a better seal for the cap. For some reason we've got concrete here, and then
Oh no, they're in asbestos, you mean?
I think those tiles are meant to be asbestos, as Kira claims from her vast knowledge. So these are the JG Speedfit caps that I'm just going to use for now. I don't understand why you'd paint copper pipe. You just can't even
see him anyway.
I know. I've done videos on this before, but it basically goes on like this, and this is just like simple stuff really. And this is the cap. Push it up, and then that should seal that up. And that's basically, I'm just going to leave that in because we're still using the boiler for a few days, and I'm not sure how much actually gets drained out the boiler. I'm not a plumber, I'm just going to leave it at that for now. That should be enough space for the builders. Okay, well, the water's on and there's no leak at the minute. I think that is a success.
So I broke the legs.
Oh god, it's going to go.
Short route to the skip. My idea. May I add? This is Ewan just salvaging the scraps as always. That's what we call your dustbin.
Oh yeah. With this gone, we kind of can get a bit more of a gauge of the size now, because basically what we're gaining in this extension is the width of this. So where I'm standing now I'll be standing at the new work surface rather than back there. So yeah, it is a really small extension, but for curbside appeal, and it means that in our new kitchen design we can actually have work surfaces on both walls now, whereas before we could only have it on this one wall. So we'll be able to have a separate stove here, an oven on that wall over there. It basically allows us to have a proper kitchen within a small space. In the future at some point, because we've got so much land on this side, we're hoping that one day we could do a massive double extension on this side, and then it will all tie in nicely and the outside will all fit in. But to make the space better, we're also planning on closing this internal gap here, and then the second thing is this boiler is going to be pushed back and then flipped on that wall. The only thing that we're a bit annoyed about is where this window is will be an RSJ, so it does limit what we can have on the wall. But yeah, we're going to close the gap. That will give us more work surface area. Everything aside from the build is going to be all DIY. So we're going to film everything. We're going to move this radiator because that can't be there anymore effectively. Close this gap, and then we'll also be fitting the whole kitchen ourselves. So make sure you stay along for the whole series. I'm going to leave the video there. As you can see behind me, there's a lot of other work going on, which will be in the next video. So I'll see you there.